If you're wondering what it's like to do New York City with kids, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know for a successful first family trip to the Big Apple. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why New York is a great spot, even though it may not seem like it. I'm going to talk to you about the attractions, museums, food, and our tips for a really great trip to New York City. We have taken our kids multiple times, several times at Christmas, and we love it. Our kids love New York City, and we can keep going back because you're never going to run out of things to do. There's a few reasons why New York is great for families. One of the reasons is it has great variety that makes going to New York with kids so much easier. There's iconic landmarks and kid-friendly activities everywhere you look. There's easily public transportation. It's super walkable. There are parks and stops and ice cream and hot dogs and all of the things that you want to do and that your kids are going to love throughout your whole trip. Some of our favorite must-see activities for kids are taking the Staten Island Ferry, free views of the Statue of Liberty without having to pay prices for the specific tours if they're maybe not old enough to appreciate it. We loved Top of the Rock. We went at night and our kids went up for free. So many of the attractions kids don't have to pay. So double check those before you just mark them off as not a good option. The Central Park playgrounds are amazing. We also love the playgrounds down by the Staten Island Ferry. There's lots of family-friendly museums, though I would debate if it's actually a museum. The Museum of Ice Cream is super fun, and it's an insane amount of ice cream, but so much fun. You don't have to do the big expensive activities like seeing Broadway shows or anything to make your trip to New York memorable and fun. Some of my tips for parents is make sure you bring a stroller, especially if you're going to do a lot of walking. My kiddos still at 5 and 6 need a stroller in New York if we're going to do a ton of walking. The one's successful in doing that. Make sure you pace yourself. Don't ever schedule. I always say one big activity per day. And even in New York, it's hard to keep to that. But you can also pick that as like a neighborhood. So an example of this is like one afternoon, we took the subway down to the South Street Seaport and we were able to do the carousel, to do the playscape. Then we took the Staten Island Ferry there and back and lunch. And so by the time we'd done all of those things, we took the subway back to the hotel and we were kind of done for the day. And that took most of the day to do that. So if you kind of pick one neighborhood per day with your kiddos, I think you're going to be a lot more successful. Just be aware that the subways are 99% stairs. And so a stroller on the subway is pretty much a nightmare. If you don't have to do it, I'd put them in carriers if you've got little ones, and try not to do strollers in the subways. Don't forget to follow along for more. I love New York City. I could talk to you about it all day long, but these are just some of the tips that we have. If you want to send me a DM on Instagram at the.singing.suitcase, I'll send you all of my insights for New York City with kids. Be happy to do that. And if you want help planning your trip to New York, feels way too overwhelming to do it yourself, I am here to be your fairy New York godmother. So send me a message, get in touch, and I would be happy to help you do that. My services are 100% free. Talk to you later.